In this video, we are going to look at these 5 Figma hover animations, which will make your product, website, or app look so much better. Plus, they're extremely easy to do. So let's begin. You will find a link to all of these Figma animations and interactions in the comment below. And that way, you won't have to build everything from scratch. So the first interaction is color change on hover. For this, I made these two variants and I made them into a component. And this is the default, and this is the hover state. So for the prototype, what I did was that I connected the default state to the hover state, and my interactions is while hovering, the trigger, and the animation is dissolve, ease out, and the duration is 300 ms. And this ultimately creates this smooth hover animation. So our next hover effect is increasing the image size while hovering and also increasing the saturation. To do this, I have these two variant states. One is default and the other is hover. And the trick for this is on the hover state, if I click on the image here, I'll see this box. If I click on this again, I will see an outer box. Now, by pressing Shift and Alt, if I increase this, my image will increase or decrease from the center. And to get the brightening effect, I just have to increase the exposure just a little bit, and we're done. Now, if I go into prototype mode, what I will do from my default state to hover state is trigger will be while hovering, and the animation will be smart animate. The curve is gentle, and duration is 800. And by doing so, what we will get is this zoom in hover animation. For the third effect, we have this glow effect, which is a very subtle hover interaction, but it looks really great in dark backgrounds. For this, I made a default state and a hover state. And in the hover state, what I did was I used a circle. I clipped it to the main component, as you can see here. And on the circle, I have used a layer blur of 100. Okay, and for the prototype, I will see that I have trigger while hovering, animation start animate, curve ease out, and duration 300. And by doing so, I got this really subtle glow effect. So next we have this text moving upwards while we hover. So for this, I have a card in default, another one in hover. And in the hover card, all my text is moved upwards. The card color has changed. And my interactions are, if we just look, it's while hovering, smart animate, ease in, and 300 ms. Now for this, I would suggest you to do this for both directions. And while doing so, we will get this. So our final hover effect is stroke on hover. We can see that we have two cards, and on the hover state for this, I've used a gradient for the stroke and also a fill color. And for the prototype, what I've done is, used while hovering, smart animate, and ease out. And by doing so, what I get is this really cool hover animation that also has a stroke color change. So if you found this useful and helpful, which I'm sure you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.